Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about places that I buy gear at and my opinions of the various online retailers. And there's a handful of them. First one is Amazon, naturally. And Amazon's kind of a unique entity in that um, it can have really good prices on certain gear and higher than normal prices on certain gear, and they wildly fluctuate depending upon the day and the time of year. So I don't know if it's largely driven by analytics, the number of hits, whatever, but you can go there and find, for argument's sake, a monoprice guitar at one price, and then 3 weeks later it's significantly less, and then it goes back up to a certain price. Sometimes it's the same as the monoprice website themselves. Sometimes it's a little bit more. So the nice thing about Amazon is that it's excellent customer service. You can call them up if you have a problem. You can chat with them if you have a problem. Returns are easy. So it's a very, very nice online store to purchase from. They also have a 30-day return policy and typically no questions asked when you return things. So it's painless. So that's one of the nice things about Amazon. Pluses, easy returns, easy to deal with, very accessible. Negatives, they'd have a limited amount of gear typically, and their prices do fluctuate. The next one that I buy from frequently, and I'm wearing the shirt, is Musician's Friend, who's affiliated with Guitar Center. Now, Musician's Friend have stupid deals of the day, which are very good for the most part. But the problem is the gear is not necessarily something that you're interested in. It could be speakers, could be ukuleles, it could be mixing boards, a number of different things. It's not always guitars or amplifiers. But every now and then they do have a nice sale on stupid deal of the day. The other thing I like about Musician's Friend is that they have a great rewards program where you sign up for it and you get 8% on whatever you buy. Used gear, new gear, and you can apply it towards your next purchase. And this 8% does add up over time. So the rewards program is very good. 45-day return policy. So it's 15 days more than most, which is nice. They have excellent open box deals, which you can save significant amount of money, typically by various levels. Level 1 being a pristine piece of merchandise that was either an open box or return that wasn't played, but usually it's like new. And then you've got level 2, which are blems, and it's sometimes you don't even see what's wrong with the guitar. It might be that the action's a little bit higher than normal. It might be that it's got a fret or two that are rough or sharp. Could be a number of different things. Every now and then you'll see a scuff or something on the guitar, but I've been very lucky with level 2, and I found instruments that I really even can't see what the problem is. And then you've got level 3, which are scratch and dent. And that's where you're going to find noticeable issues with the guitar. But you can save a lot of money on these items, especially if you're handy. What else do I like about Musician's Friend? That's really it. I mean, it's they have very competitive prices. They are affiliated with Guitar Center and will price match with Guitar Center. No questions asked. As a matter of fact, they price match with just about any merchant as long as you can document. You have a link that shows the price of the gear you're talking about. Sweetwater, they're an interesting one. So their prices typically aren't as low as Musician's Friend or aggressive as Musician's Friend. However, it's more of a service type place to buy from. They will price match from time to time on certain items. They will have gear deals on certain items. But what their really sweet spot is, and what I think is their value difference, is the level of support you get with Sweetwater. So you will get a dedicated sales engineer assigned to you, whether you like it or not. Some people may find it a bit of an annoyance. Other people may like it. where they'll periodically touch base with you, whether you buy a $10 T-shirt or a $2,000 guitar, and just follow up and say, hey, this is Mitch from whatever, from Sweetwater. I'm just following up. How are you doing? Is there any gear I can help you with? It's more of a personal touch. Then they also have a 55-point inspection that they do, I guess on certain clip levels of gear, where you'll get an extensive list of things that they go through on the instrument to make sure that it meets quality standards before it leaves their dock. Free shipping, naturally, just like the others that I mentioned. Now, the other thing you get is free technical support. What I find at Sweetwater is they have folks that work there that typically are musicians, have worked in recording studios, whatever the case is, and you can ask them in-depth questions about gear, and they typically are very, very knowledgeable folks, which is a step up from some of the newbies that they hire over at Musician's Friend and some of the other places. 30-day returns at Sweetwater. And they don't have the open box deals like Musician's Friend where you can get really phenomenal. They have, used gear, but I find that their prices aren't really fantastic on the used stuff that they sell. The real strong point with Sweetwater is the level of support and service that you get. It's a very reputable company. The other one that I buy from periodically is a company called American Musical. I believe they're affiliated with another online retailer called Zounds, I believe, Zounds. They typically have the same used stuff that other store has, so I think they're somewhat related. But they have very, very fast shipping, the fastest of any online retailer I've purchased from. Typically, from the time I place an order to the time it shows up at my door, it's usually 3 or 4 days. It's crazy. 45-day return policy at American Musical. They have an outlet zone where they do sell used gear, but again, it's not as wide and as bargain-based as Musician's Friend is in terms of open boxes and used stuff. They periodically have, specials and sales at American Musical where you can get a good deal. And they're a reputable company. The last one here that I didn't mention, and people have, mixed feelings about them. Some have had bad, experiences. I have not personally ever, and that's Pro Audio Star. They're a much smaller retailer. They're out of Brooklyn, New York, but they have very aggressive pricing. As a matter of fact, I mentioned it on the channel. The last Fender deal that they've had, where Fender was having blowout sales, they had equipment and guitars lower than Fender had advertised on their website. They also have open boxes, periodically used gear, which is crazily discounted. And in a lot of cases, I have yet to find any issues or problems with these guitars. They almost come to me in new condition, but they're listed as, open box or used. 30-day return policy at Pro Audio Star. And again, it's a smaller operation. It's one store. Now, with that comes a much lower level of service and support. They have a phone line, I believe. No online chat. You can get through to them, but it's not. I'll be honest. It's not the greatest level of support. They're only open 5 days a week, as opposed to an American Musical or a Musician's Friend or a Sweetwater that have a phone that you can call. They have online chat that responds to you. They're open 7 days a week, so it's a different animal when it comes to that. As is Amazon, where you can always contact Amazon if you have issues. But you can get diamonds in the rough and very, very good sales periodically at Pro Audio Star. So those are my 5 stores that I buy from, and a quick rundown on my experience and a little description of the type of things that you can get at these stores. Would love to know your thoughts. If you have anywhere else that you purchase from that I might have missed, that you've had great experience with. Both, from a pricing standpoint or a service level standpoint, put them in the comments. I'd love to hear. If you like these videos and find them helpful, please subscribe. And any questions that you have, as always, put them in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them. As always, guys, be well and stay safe. Take care.